Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So how are you guys doing? Okay, I know it's a really crazy time right now and a lot of us don't really know what's going on in the world, and I know a lot of you guys are at home and I hope you guys are safe and keeping a good positive headspace. However, I wanted to, kind of aid that anxiety and boredom by giving you guys some more ghost stories. Even though ghost stories kind of freak us out, they're kind of relieving in a way. I always find them therapeutic to listen to. First of all, I just want to say we are living in some crazy times and we are literally living through history, and I know that things might be tough right now, but just staying indoors is the best bet. And just search for like YouTube Storytimes, spend time with family, learn how to paint. I don't know, but I have to work from home now, and having you guys view my stories also really help. I know a lot of us have been struggling financially ever since this whole thing has erupted. I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support and for sending me in your ghost stories. I read all of them and I think they're amazing. However, I wanted to read two ghost stories from some of my old friends from high school. They sent them in on my Instagram and I have yet to read them. I skimmed one of them, like the very beginning, and I already knew it was going to be a good one and I just had to share it with you guys. Also, sorry if the lighting is a little off. I have natural lighting right here and it's a very cloudy day here in Las Vegas, so it looks kind of like bluish on this side, and on this side I have lighting for my room, which is orange. So if you see like blue and orangey, I'm so sorry. I know it might bother some people, but we gotta make do with what we have, okay? We are literally in quarantine. Okay, so, oh, by the way, I need my matcha latte near me because I need caffeine and coffee's not gonna do it. I don't know if you guys would be interested, but my go-to order from Starbucks is a grande iced matcha latte with 1 extra scoop of matcha and soy milk. So if you guys are interested, I don't know, but just in case you are. Okay, so this comes from my friend Z. I've known her since middle school and she happened to send me this, in her personal family ghost story. So I'm gonna share that with you guys. It was my great-grandpa's sister's death, so auntie grandma, I guess. She had a big creepy old house that I don't even like taking a shower in during the daylight. You've seen houses like that, I'm sure, so you know what I'm talking about. Just the bathroom is scary, even though there's a little window where the sun shines so bright. I could hear the busy street since the window is open. Breeze always felt nice. You'd think it would be nice and nostalgic, but nope. Even with the perfect setting, plants in the bathroom and all that aesthetic going on, still creepy feels when I showered there. Anyways, we got ready and had a gathering in her home. The whole family visited. There were like 20 of us eating and drinking downstairs to celebrate her life. So here's the tea. Her room was locked. Nobody went in there after she passed. A little backstory. She has a ringer doorbell thing, so when she's up there and needs something, her caretaker can go up and assist. Oh, okay, so I guess some elderly folk, they have a little ringer that you just buzz it, and a caretaker, once they hear that ring, they go to, the person and they're able to like better assist them. So they don't have to like go up and downstairs or, travel a long distance in fear of them falling. So just in case you don't know what that is. So back to the story. As we were eating and telling stories and drinking and celebrating her life, the doorbell up in her room rang loud as heck. The caretakers showed us the key in the maid's room. So nobody is in there. It is locked. We checked and nobody is in there. So all 20-ish of us were like, haha, okay. Hi, Grandma. Please stop scaring us. This was in the Philippines, by the way. Ooh, oh my god, so it was purely like locked, but yet the ringer for help rang. But in order to get to it, you had to go through this locked door. And that's where her grandma was. And she happened to do it on the party that they were having. Her family was having this family get-together, and in a lot of cultures, I know that sometimes when someone dies or on the anniversary of their death, they get together and they celebrate life. So I guess that's what you guys were doing, and that's when it happened. So her spirit must have like rang the doorbell to let the caretakers and everyone know that she was there, present. That's creepy, especially if the door was locked. I don't like that, but I mean, it's your grandma, Z, So thanks for telling me that, Z. So my friend Z, she also sent me a second story. And she says, sorry, this one is creepier, and it's also in the Philippines. My grandpa passed, and mom kept his phone. She disconnected the SIM thing and everything. But one night my mom was crying, bawling her whole eyes out. She was always a daddy's girl. I literally watched her fall apart and I just hugged her. That's so sad. I can kind of relate. Well, I can't because, you know, I still have my father here in this physical realm with me, but I'm such a big daddy's girl. Z said, fast forward a couple of minutes. She gets a call from the number my grandpa's phone had. It's disconnected. She rechecked. She took it as him telling her it's going to be okay. I took it as, holy shit, I am sick of this family being scary. What the heck, I am just a child. And yes, she did try to answer, but when she did, it hung up. It did the hang up thing right as she pressed answer. Anyways, very crazy. Can't wait to watch your video. P.S. I love you. Z, I love you so much. Thank you for sharing that story with me, and thank you for allowing me to share it for this video. That is scary. Having grandparents like haunt, that, I don't know how you did it. And the fact that you were a child and you remember that, I am so sorry, but I hope your grandparents are at peace now. I really think, like, I don't have to break this down. I just really think that it was your grandparents coming to let you know that they are still there and that they still love you and your whole family. And I know we're very spiritual, and especially our families, so I think that's what it was. Thank you for sharing that. That's crazy. As many of you guys don't know, I just had a death in the family, and weird things were happening to a few members of the family after this death, so I can totally relate to it, and the shock and the kind of fear that you feel, but at the same time it's very comforting. So again, I totally get what you mean. That's crazy. And you know what's actually funny? Well, it's not funny, but the other day my dad was getting a phone call from the family member that passed away. And mind you, we hadn't spoken to her very frequently before she passed. So when my dad saw the caller ID saying that she was calling us, he freaked out a little bit. So he answered it. And it was the husband of this person that passed away. And he was just trying to figure out how to use his wife's phone because he never knew how to use it. And after she passed away, he wanted to talk to people and kind of contact people more because he was so lonely. And I just, my heart, you know, but someone, it was, you know, an actual person. It wasn't like her spirit calling us, it was her husband. But at the same time, when we saw caller ID, we totally freaked out. So I feel you on that, but thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna read the experiences from my friend D. I've known him since like elementary school. And so I believe these took place in Jalisco, Mexico. So ghost stories that happen in Mexico, I don't know what it is, but they're always so much more scarier. This is what my friend D sent in. One of the early ones I've heard happened at my grandfather's brother's ranch in Jalisco. And it was these two kids that were unrecognizable were playing outside the ranch, and I believe my uncle saw them. And he went to go tell my grandmother about it, and when they went to go look for themselves, the kids had vanished. Mind you, the ranch is very isolated, so who knows where those kids came from. Creepy. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of you guys are aware, but in Mexico, like, ranches are so isolated. Like, middle of nowhere, Courage the Cowardly Dog, like, isolated. And sometimes it could be like little towns, but those are also very isolated. And because it's so isolated, everyone knows each other. So to see someone unrecognizable is just, I don't like that. That one wasn't too scary, haha. But this ranch, I swear, had spooky vibes around them. I remember me and my cousins always scaring each other there, but one night I got the chills. We had gone to bed in this cabin, and we were messing around and whatnot, and I remember someone had said a joke, and we all laughed, and I swear I heard the moan of an elderly person outside the door right after, and I freaked out. I heard scratches on the door overnight and everything. I'm sure it could have been something, but I don't know. Bro, imagine like you're with your cousins, okay, and like all you guys are just like, ha ha ha, like saying stupid jokes, and then you hear like, or something. Like, that's scary. Oh, I'm sorry you guys had to hear my reenactment of a moan, but to hear like an elderly person moan, like, oh, that's scary. That is scary. So then he also said Though another time, me, my brother, and 2 cousins sat around this campfire and we were just hanging around and whatnot. At some point, my brother was left by himself and he said he felt cold out of nowhere, like just feeling negative energy. And then to the corner of his eye, he said he saw a large, red, devilish figure lurking in the shadow. Who knows what it was, but it scared him straight. I know I always say this, but that has to be demonic, okay? That's... oh, hell no. So he also said, now, my grandparents' house is pretty spooky as well. Bro, you're just like me, you can't escape it. One thing I will always remember is this one time me and some cousins were playing Xbox and out of nowhere the power went out. And then I heard this maniac, how do you say that? Like a maniac, but like, oh my gosh, it's maniacal laugh echoing in the house. And out of nowhere the Xbox literally turned itself on and we were the only ones in the house. Okay, so something was mocking you by turning off your Xbox, laughing, like crazy laughing, and then turning your Xbox back on. Nope. That's trippy. And so the last thing he said was, my mother also experienced horrific events in her first house when she was raising my older brother. Oh, I remember your mom. Tell her I say hi. One story she told me was that there was always things moving, like doors slamming and doorknobs moving as if someone was trying to come in. She told me she was too terrified to even go to the bathroom at that house. That's one of the experiences that have always stuck with her. Yeah, I'm sorry if these aren't too scary, but overall, Mexico is a very spooky place. I totally agree with you. Mexico is truly scary. I just recently went in October to my mom's rancho, and that's where she was born and raised. She was born in a ranch in a really small town, and like they don't even have like running water. It was really hard for me to assimilate, but however, I even had experience over there and it's just crazy walking around these old ranch towns at night. It really is eerie, and to think of like the settlers that came and conquered and all these different types of events that happened throughout history, that one time where you're standing right here, someone else stood before you that is now in the ground. It's too much at times, but I had an experience at my ranch, you know, my grandparents' ranch, and it was just my 2 cousins and I, and it was trippy. I'll make another YouTube paranormal story time. But overall, I don't know, I think the scariest one are the 2 kids. I don't know why, I think that one's the scariest one, because it's like 2 kids you don't know and they just vanish in thin air. So I don't know, those had to be spirits. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the laugh, because I've said this before, spirits that like mock really scare me because they know that you're going to be afraid and they're getting you to that point. So they might not necessarily be a demonic entity or just a negative force. However, the fact that they're able to decipher between mocking you and messing around with you, I don't know, there's something behind mocking, you know? But anyways, thank you Z and D for sharing your stories. I really appreciate you guys. I haven't seen both of you guys in a long time, but thank you so much for being vulnerable with me and for sharing those stories. I know I didn't message you guys back right away, but this whole quarantine thing has been going on, and I know things are really stressful to the whole world right now, but hang in there, guys, you know, and do what makes you happy. You know, I literally came home today and I'm being quarantined right now. I've only gone out, like last night was the last time I went out because like I went on a date, and after that I decided, you know what, I need to do strict quarantine because, you know, I need to protect my parents and my family. And then I also like went to the Starbucks drive-thru today because they're allowing drive-thrus. So just be careful, guys. Wash those hands. My hands are dry. They are so dry. But you know what? Anything to keep you guys healthy, happy, and safe. I want nothing more than, you know, all of us to just be kind to one another. And whether you believe these ghost stories or not, I hope that they helped in easing some anxiety you may or may not be feeling, and, you know, ease your boredom. So with that being said, I'll post more YouTube paranormal story time so you guys can, you know, give me your thoughts and opinions about, you know, who these spirits might be or what this person might be experiencing, because I think it's always so cool to read your guys' stories and advice. And I also really love hearing how different cultures are able to better address, you know, paranormal activity, or how they have customs and traditions when it comes to certain activity and how to banish it. I love reading that stuff, and I really appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Happy quarantining, even though it's not a happy time. I hope that you find some happiness, you know, within your own little homes. And I love you guys, and have a great day, okay? See you guys soon. Bye.